Kanattaan immoo paanelii gabaabduu qopheessinee jirra. Barbaachisummaa sabaamti kun maaliif barbaachise jedhu irratti baay'ee gabaabduu kan ta'e paanelii the importance of Addooyyee Sisterhood in the Diaspora kan jedhu irratti adde Qabbane, adde Kuwee fi Tigist Geme gara kana dukkataati. Naasimadhaanii miti.
Galatoomaa warri hiree kana nu kennitanii nu sadanuu maalumaaf barbaachise Addooyyeen kun isarraa xiqqoo shimata xiqqoo irraa haasa'u barbaada. Qabsoon bifa baay'ee waan ta'eef isarraa waan tokko haasa'u barbaada. Maaliif barbaachise kan jedhu. So why we're here is it's not really a big panel, but a very mini panel where we really would like to speak to why we need Addooyyee in the first place. Why do we need it? Why is it important to reclaim what has been practiced back home? Why do we need to reclaim it and reframe it in the diaspora? So we just try to kind of say a few words about that, a few remarks really. So welcome Qabbane.
Hello everyone, and I've never seen a more beautiful collection of women here, and it's just a joy to be here to be with you, and to be invited by the Siinqee Institute to just say a few words about this topic of what the Addooyyee means. I'm an anthropologist, there are historians here in the room. We know that there are no first-hand written accounts of Addooyyee practice prior to conquest, colonization, the imposition of very strong, powerful structures that ultimately separated or at least suppressed the Addooyyee Sisterhood as it was practiced. But we are not without indications of how this worked. We have the language, we have the customs, the culture, we have the kinds of practices that are embedded and that could not be erased over time. So if we look at the few glimpses that we had of the kind of bond that was practiced between women, of sacred oath that they took to each other, to protect each other, to nurture each other, to be faithful to each other for their entire lives, we know that this produced strong and very accomplished women. One example is in 1837, a young woman was snatched from her home, taken through Gondar, through Khartoum, to the slave markets of Cairo. Her name, she had many names, but her birth name was Bilile. She was also given the name Mahbuba. She was about 12 or 13 when she stopped a German or Bavarian prince in his tracks by her stature, her beauty, her confidence, and he bought her and took her into Europe. And from that glimpse, we saw this woman was extremely confident, extremely well versed in her culture. In the system, prior to conquest, prior to colonization, she had a full knowledge of the culture. She knew songs that were unknown to that were new to the authorities who were collecting information about Oromo culture then. And we know from that little glimpse that women who were supported in this way, women who had these kinds of strong bonds, were very productive and very confident and impressive and had an enormous number of skills. And if we look at a whole society in which that system was at work, we see that Addooyyee is an example, one of the many kinds of institutions in Oromo society where the bonding of two people who teach each other, who support each other, provide a basis for stability, a basis for confidence, a basis for integrity, a basis for productivity, for nurture, and that we know of others, we know of many that exist among men, but those that were part of Addooyyee are now something that can be reclaimed and become a foundational piece of peace building, of stability. And so practicing Addooyyee in diaspora is like the beginning for a kind of active peace building that could not be broken. It's a toehold. It's a beginning to flip a system that has become very authoritarian, very patriarchal, very capitalist, very, Kuwee has expanded on this in many of her writings. How is that to be reversed? By creating the kinds of bonds that are essential to Oromuma. And that's just a remark I wanted to make and point out that this is something that can be strengthened and, as we say, reclaimed and reframed by those who practice it in their context. And we encourage, we're thrilled that all of you are willing to start on that kind of journey.
Thank you, Qabbane. She always takes us to the deep roots of our culture. So that's where the basis of it. So we're trying to do that. We're trying to build the nation on its roots, not just the branches up there. So thank you, Qabbane. Tigist would have some remarks and then.
Thank you, Nauf Culture. Kamutan. I was just invited a few days ago to say a few words. First of all, I feel lucky to be here to witness this. Thank Professor Kuwee and the Siinqee Institute for doing this. And it's not just you guys, but we all are learning together. Just as a background, I grew up back home. I came to the United States as an adult. But I didn't have this. So that's why I'm saying you guys are lucky. We didn't get to do this in Oromia freely. And we don't want to take it like for granted, the fact that we can have a whole beautiful place to come together with our cultural clothes and talk about our culture and celebrate each other. So we're grateful, as Kumbii reminded us earlier, to the founder and the foremothers and forefathers who made this possible for us. One thing I want to tell you guys, my background, I'm a journalist and I interview a lot of young girls and young boys and teenagers, because I do produce youth shows a lot. And one thing I see in the diaspora is the challenge they have in bridging the culture and having, being Oromo and being American, which one am I? So I think this is one way for you guys to establish and close that bridge and support each other. And it could feel foreign at times from what I hear from young people like you guys. Doing this is, to be honest, even for me, and I'm sure for most of us in the audience, it can be intimidating. Because we don't know, when they say we don't have a lot of written material that we can refer to or videos we can watch online. So the concept is huge. But then, when you guys walked through the door, you all were pros. I was fearful just to see that. I never really experienced it this way. But again, in our culture, I know it existed, and I have seen my mom, my older sisters have Addooyyees. They didn't call it that way, but the concept is there, but nobody articulated it for us. Nobody really showed us it's not built in education system, so we didn't have the medium. So don't take it for granted, and also don't be discouraged if the words are foreign, or just to find the energy to come together. You guys have to start it. I know there's a promise you guys have to say to each other, but more than that, just don't be intimidated by the depth of it, or just finding energy to come together. Because you came this far and there's no way backward, because we're gonna learn a lot from you all. We're gonna learn together. One thing I wanna say is about Max Oromo. I've heard a lot. My mom, who is now close to 80, when she see her friends, they call each other like this funny words that I can't say here, like things you guys know to say to each other. Now, because of the Addooyyee, the sisterhood, the bond they have created for many years, and the Maksa goes, Berran yeroo wal jajjabeessitu, intalo walin jetti. Can you help me translate? Did you get it? No? Kuwee can help? Break it down for them.
Yeah, when older women,
Yes.
when because they want to encourage themselves, each other, and they inspire each other, they call themselves younger, whatever, something like that. I don't know how to
Thank you.
translate.
You did it very well. And the reason I picked that Mamaksa for you all is now you all are young, but after 40 years, 50, 60, you have to call each other, hey girl, because you have that rapport, that sisterhood, even though the world don't call you that way. The world don't look at you like, the world don't see you the way they see you today as you grow older. People have different opinion. That's another chapter as a woman as you get older, but you all will be there for each other. You all need each other. And the younger generation that comes behind you needs you as well. And I'm so excited for you all. We all are here for you guys to cheer you. We love you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So it's my turn. I just want to start by really acknowledging my grandmother and my mother right in this room. My own grandmother and mother. I called, the call and response? The call and response of Addooyyee. Addooyyee ko, oye ko, right? I called because Qabbane and I were looking for something, for this thing. And I didn't know this existed, this tiny little thing here. We were running around looking for something to bring to share for the Addooyyees. We couldn't find anything, so we started calling. I called Akoyeko, and Akoyeko said Oyeko, and she came. We got this. I really want to talk about this little thing. This little thing is 20 years older than myself. Can you believe it? Sure. I'm almost 70 now. This could be like 90 years old. This more than that maybe. It was my grandmother's. And I didn't know it existed. I didn't know Kumbii had it brought here. But we were looking for something. And it responded, I'm here, take me, use me, I'm here. It's amazing, I shuddered because there's this spirit of my grandmother and my mother together coming to me through this little thing. It looks like little thing, shoro. I still shiver when I feel their spirit right here. Ayana Sani to Rajra. We brought this. This is so special. I learned all these songs from my grandmother. I was raised by my grandmother. She taught me all of this. And what we were teaching you comes from ages away, from generations away. We're trying to share that with you so you could take it and reframe it for your own context and make it your own. That's what we were doing. So, and that didn't come like when you say, Addooyyee Ko, you would call it from ages away, from cultures away, from spaces like large geography, oceans, from beyond the oceans and the mountains and the land masses. So we're calling that culture and to come and respond to us so we could grab it, indigenize it, make it our own and live it. So that's what we're doing. And what better Qabsoo is there? This is the basic form of Qabsoo, where the nation actually stands on its roots. The roots are these rituals. It's nation building from below. This is the Qabsoo of nation building. So this is what we're doing. We're building a nation from below, so the nation stands on its roots. So the nation stands on its, not just the branches up there, the order up there, the branches, not the trunks, but the roots. These are the roots of nation building. So if people think that we have abandoned the Qabsoo and we're just doing these rituals, the rituals are what make a nation a nation. They make a nation. They create a nation. They root the nation deep into the ground. They make it stand, they help it stand, they help it become strong. So I just wanted to vent a little bit about that. But more than anything else, what you are doing is nation building. You are building a nation. Women are nation builders. Women are connectors. Women are peace builders. So you will be growing into those women who will build a nation, who will bring people together from across political rifts, from across regional rifts, from across religious rifts. Look at your diversity. Look at the diversity here. Even though the dresses you wear, so diverse. So you are going to be the nucleus for bringing people together, for building nation anew, not on competition and those cutthroat struggles and competitions and hierarchies, but on nurturing, mutual empathy, mutual care. That's what the nation needs. So I think it's a big responsibility. Thank you so much for being interested and for learning and for teaching us, because it is a co-learning experience. So thank you so much. You're beautiful and we love you. So, Kumbii, take it away.
Galatoomaa fayyaa ta'aa kabajan gadhaa.